You're listening to the Empowered Woman, Badass and Unfiltered podcast, a place for inspiration, empowerment, and personal development, showcasing badass women from all over the world, giving tips on personal development, mindset, and healing. I'm your host, Olivia, transformational success coach for spiritual female entrepreneurs. Now let's dive into this episode. Welcome back to the Empowered Woman, Badass and Unfiltered podcast. Your host, Olivia here. And today we're talking about how to set up systems that make your life more productive. I've talked about this in some other podcasts, but like that autopilot feel of your systems. And it's just great. It just works. That's what I'm talking about. But in order to really actually set that up, you got to get clear on some things. So that is what this podcast is here to help you do. So the first thing is you got to know what you really, really want out of life. And I'm talking about what you really want, the things that you don't want to share necessarily with everybody else because you don't want them to judge you. First off, screw what anybody else thinks about your life. You're going to be the one that lives it. So yeah, when you're really figuring out what it is you want out of life, if you be like, oh, well, what will such and such think? Don't. You get to keep every single limitation you give yourself. So do not limit yourself with the thoughts of other people's limiting beliefs. Do not do that. And seriously, know what you really want out of life. Second, find out the habits that produce the goals. All right. Really thinking of that future self. And what would your future self do? Now, the problem that I have with a lot of people that do this, like that whole like, oh, let's make up what my future self would do. They don't allow themselves the time to actually grow into that person and face the demons they need to face, because sometimes you really do have to face some things to really grow. And it is not comfortable. It is not some just like ideal day. Sometimes it gets really real. And you have to understand that that's a part of this process, this whole growth process. But I'm telling you, getting past the crap in your life will make you execute at such a higher level. So just do that. Get in the habit of doing that. Really, really, truly get to know yourself on and I'm talking about on the levels that you never thought you were possible. Start understanding what motivates you, like what makes you tick. If you know that you're not really a morning person, don't force yourself to get up super early in the morning, but make time to do the things that you need to do to get your mind right. You don't have to do the routine of everybody else. Do the routine that works for you. So many people try to copycat what works for somebody else because they took the time to do it, but you end up stuck because you never take the time to get to know who you really are. And when you do this, it comes with a lot of judgment, a lot of self-judgment. In order to really get past that faster, you just need to have a learner's mindset. Like you're just getting to know yourself, like you're getting to know a new friend. Don't be so hard and critical on yourself. Like that's not going to really like get you anywhere. Like that's just counterproductive. Just giving you the heads up. And which goes into my last thing, change is hard, but I absolutely believe that you can do hard things. You've been through every single hard thing you have in the past, and you're going to continue to push through every single hard thing you face in the future. Sometimes that's just the way life is. With all of that being said, let me know what your thoughts are. If there is anything that you would add, and go out and be a badass. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Empowered Woman, Badass and Unfiltered podcast. If you found any value in this, please consider sharing and subscribing. Now go out and be a badass.